For the longest time, people have felt that stress was not good for learning. It wasn't good for people. It wasn't good, period. But Hans Selye in the 1950s, who won a Nobel Prize on stress and learning, pointed out using mice that basically if you stressed them and they became smarter. And this was contrary to what up to then by every teacher and educator said, don't stress, set it up easy, no stress. Well, that was the first thing that went along, and there's been several further iterations of this. And you start to look at network science, and it talks about uh, basically, Prigogine talks about the thing called the theory of dissipative structures, which I've talked about before. But the whole idea behind this is that stress is absolutely can be, if it's held in the right context, an opportunity for you to grow. Most people know about post-traumatic uh, stress syndrome, okay? And what that is, it's basically deals in most commonly thought about when people go into service and they get in a battlefield and they get so stressed out that they are just basically debilitated. They can't do anything. They're caught that. Now that is true, but what post-traumatic stress is one side, but then the other side of that, which is actually as big amount of literature, but very few people know about it, it's called post-traumatic growth syndrome, is the opposite of post-traumatic stress syndrome. And what happens is that people get stronger and more powerful. And the concept that I use is this concept of Hydra, going Hydra. When you get yourself in a stressful situation, you have to look at it from a space of, okay, I'm in stress. Am I going to let it win, or am I going to go Hydra? Even before today, I had a couple of things that came in the middle of the day that, in a way, took me way off my schedule, and I got a little bit discombobulated. And so I had to stop and think, wait a minute, am I going to let this whole thing just disintegrate, or am I going to go Hydra, which means get back in this thing, figure it out, and move with it? And so you have a choice. And those that go into the growth side, by the way, which is just as big, a very, very good friend of mine, David Neenan, had a very stressful situation where one of his engineers made some miscalculations and et cetera, and his company's is in construction and miscalculated the loads that these buildings needed. And it could have ruined his whole company. Now, it was clearly stressful, and he went around to every business building, every building he made for, I think, the last 20 years, and had them all independently evaluated. If there was anything wrong, he fixed them. It cost him millions and billions of dollars. Now, as he was going through it, I said, Bill, this is great. What's going to happen? I mean, David, it wasn't Bill, it was David Neenan. And David, I said, you're going to go Hydra. Now, what's happened now? He's gotten through that. They did all the buildings. Their reputation was not only saved, it was improved. But even beyond that is that the people who went through this situation of high stress with him are stronger. The company's better. Everything's working so much better. I learned from Bucky a long time ago that the bigger the picture, the more accurate your prediction. There's nothing in a caterpillar, if you just study a caterpillar, will ever tell you about scenario butterfly. So my entire life, I'm working as much as I can to be a comprehensivist. That's interested in everything, so I can make better choices, better decisions, and have a better perspective. What can I do for you?